Hey, how's it going everybody? Eduardo here with a new video, and in today's video I am trying my hand at street photography. This is a genre that I've never really delved much into, but it is a genre that I've always enjoyed watching other people, especially on YouTube, go out and do because it just seems very peaceful, and it seems like it's a constant challenge walking around an environment that's constantly shifting with the lighting, the subjects that are around you. And so for me, coming from a background in studio portrait work, I saw it as a fun little experiment slash challenge that I would love to participate in, and that's exactly what I did. And so for today's video, I went ahead and I used my Sony A7 III paired up with the 50mm lens, also by Sony. And the reason why is because I come from a background in studio portrait work. I am accustomed to shooting my subjects at medium close-ups and close-ups. And so I didn't want to go out on my first outing with a wide angle lens and really just throw myself out into the wilderness per se, and not really know how to frame up much of my shots. And so that is why I decided to go with a 50, because a 50mm focal length allows me to still get a wide enough shot that I can include most of the environment. But if I were to feel uncomfortable, or I feel like I'm not getting things that I enjoy or I'm liking, I can revert back to my comfort zone and I can go a little closer on certain subjects and still sort of channel my portrait workflow mentality that I've been accustomed to for the past couple of years. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and stick around at the end where I will be going over my 3 favorite photos from this session and providing you a little bit of more background into my thought process and overall what I thought about the pictures. So enjoy. Oh, dude, way better right here. Yeah.
Please stand back from the edge of the platform. And for administration at the
This one, I really like how pretty much it's like descending into a dark abyss. These stairs, these escalators are, you know, the leading lines on the side, and then the very bottom is just pitch black darkness. I really like that. I also like the fact that if you look closer at the staircase or the stairs, the steps, you'll notice that the first three are in focus, and the more you go down or the more you go towards the darkness, the more that it starts to go out of focus and it starts to lose the focus, which sort of adds to that whole ambiguity and mysteryness of the darkness that lies at the bottom of the stairs. This one actually really surprised me. I surprised myself. I really like how this one came out. Obviously, it's in my top 3, but I just really like the fact that I was able to, at the top of my head, come up with, I think it's the right shutter speed. I mean, it definitely gave me the effect I was going for. Maybe other photographers would have done it differently, but the fact that I never used a slow shutter speed like this in studio, and I was able to just at the top of my head scale it down and just put in the right settings, I thought it came out pretty cool. I was really happy with myself. It definitely gave me the confidence to keep going because I wasn't expecting anything like this to come out from that session. Besides the blurriness of the train cart that's passing by, the other thing I really like is the fact that from one angle, what I'm showing you from the camera's point of view is the back of this guy's back. But if you look closely in the reflection of the window from the cart that's passing in front of him, you can actually see the front of him, which you can see he's wearing a blue mask and a hoodie, and a cap under his hoodie. So the fact that I also got him, with the proper rule of thirds, the way I framed it, I just was really stoked when I saw how it came out. And like I said, it just boosted up my confidence going into this new genre of photography that I've never really done. So with this one, this is definitely my favorite of the day of this session. I just really like how I was able to frame this up. If I would have framed the camera a little bit higher and shown what's at the top of those stairs, at the top of the stairs, you would have seen the sidewalk, you would have seen cars, people, you would have seen that it's actually way more populated than this image leads you to believe. But because of the way I was able to frame it, it almost looks like this guy's walking through an abandoned sort of downtown city plaza. It just looks very cool in my opinion. I also really like the fact that at the bottom, this circular steps, whatever it may be, I just like how also it's just framed or blocked by the metal barricade that's around it. I think that also adds to the overall feel of this image. And once again, just the way this guy's just strolling up the stairs by himself, and the fact that I was able to capture it with nobody else. Also, the fact that the way the sun is being reflected off one of the buildings and it's casting the light reflections falling onto where he is. I just like how it all came together, and this is one that I definitely can see myself framing up and putting up on my wall, or something like that. It looks very cool, and it's definitely my favorite one. So there you have it. That was my first outing being a street photographer, and I gotta say that I actually enjoyed it very much, especially with this focal length that I was using, the 50mm lens. This is the first time that I use this lens, and this is the first 50mm lens that I've owned. I've only had zooms, I have a 35, I have an 85, but I've never really sat in that middle. And the fact that I decided to go out with this lens, I actually had a lot of fun. I can't wait to do it again. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will be providing more videos like these. But yeah, it was just overall a way different experience than I'm accustomed to in studio. And I really enjoyed the fact that everywhere I went, everywhere I turned, there was always a constant challenge of my brain, my mind, my eyes pretty much, trying to look at the different environment that was in front of me and just trying to figure out how to frame up a shot, trying to look at the way the light was falling on certain subjects, the way the light was being reflected. It was just simply a lot of fun and a lot more challenging, I think, than what I'm accustomed to, which is being in the studio doing portraits where I have control of all the lighting and I can pretty much make it as dark or as light or play with the shadows however I want. So that aspect of it, it was actually really fun. And yeah, like I said, I can't wait to go do it again. But until then, thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya.